It is. Okay. Alright, hey, relax with your muddy self. Hey everybody, Rubber Nurse 1 here. Oh my goodness gracious. It is still Saturday. It is the 18th of December 2021. So, I wanted to talk to you guys a couple different things. I was going to show you something first, something that I had picked up that I think is kind of important real quick. You know, it's not, everything's important, right? Of course. But when I was at Walmart, one of the things that I had picked up was a Family 10 game set. Alright? And you can see all on the front here, the different stuff that it has. Chess, Mancala, I have no idea what that is. Checkers, backgammon, tic-tac-toe, insanity, mind magic, Chinese checkers, pick up sticks, roll 'em, and mill. Now, I have no idea what roll 'em and mill is, but, you know, I know how to play backgammon, tic-tac-toe, checkers, and chess, of course. So, but there's a lot of different options. And why do I think that that's important? All right. It gives you an opportunity to do different things when it comes to if you're in a worst case scenario and you got a lot of downtime, and so you can play games with other family members and do different games. And this is just like one example. I got all kinds of games that I've picked up, everything from Jenga to cards. I picked up another 4 decks of cards the other day. Just because it's good to have options. Now, I love playing poker. I got a couple of poker sets up there. Haven't played poker, you know, in a while, but it's one of the things I do enjoy doing. But there's, you know, having something to occupy your mind. Obviously, you need to have books. I've talked about books like crazy, and the different things like that. But it's also important to, you know, have novels that you can read to escape. Escape is going to be a really very sought after thing, especially, you know, in a post-event, to escape into something different so you don't have to deal with the reality of what is going on. So definitely, you know, having plenty of books for knowledge and also to escape is a really, really good thing. So, but what I want to talk to you guys about in this video, I want to talk about the changing mindset of our society. And if you guys have probably picked up on it, you probably keyed in on it. Number one, there's a lot more preppers, a lot more people looking to, and if you pay attention, it's literally a shift in the way people are thinking. You've seen with the pandemic, you've seen a lot of people getting out of cities, moving into suburbia, or moving into rural areas, and you know, a lot of new people are homesteading and trying their hand at homesteading and making that change. I think you're seeing a lot more people are waking up and realizing how truly fragile our system is, and so there is a lot more competition, if you will, for resources, for land. You know, you look at different parts of Tennessee this last year is a good example when I was, or this year even, when I was looking for land. And, you know, one of the places that I had thought about was Tennessee. But there was a lot of people moving from California. And it's funny, I gotta mention this. There was an article that I read. It was talking about California that actually has decreased in population for the first time in quite a while. And they were saying it was because of 3 factors, which they forgot about the 4th factor. But the 3 factors they were saying, the immigration hadn't been the same because of the policies, you know, where Trump was limiting the people just basically pouring across the border. So that was part of it there. They were saying the birth rate was low, and you had a lot more people dying. They said because so many more people died because of the virus, that was an effect on it as well. But what they didn't mention was the mass exodus out of California because of the taxes and the policies and all those type of things and the restrictions And so many people, a lot of people moved from California to Texas. That was one of the big locations. But another one was definitely Tennessee as well, along with Colorado and those type of places. So you're having a lot of people getting out of there. Unfortunately, in my opinion, a lot of those people still take that same mindset, that same, you know, mentality, which destroyed California as far as taxes and the liberalism and all that, and they take that with them to the new location and they vote the same way. It makes no sense to me. If you wanted that change and you didn't like the way things were where you were, why would you vote for people that are going to enact the same type of policies in the new place that you went? But that's neither here nor there. That was not brought up in that situation, but which I thought was kind of interesting, you know, how we'll just neglect that part of it. But a lot of people's mindsets are changing. A lot of people are standing up for their rights. It's like one of the first times in quite a long time where workers realize how much power they really truly have and how it can enact change in everything as far as, you know, what their wages are. You got people that are not staying at low paying jobs and are not just, you know, they're just not going to deal with a lot of the nonsense that is being put out there. They've just had enough. And so, you know, and of course they're going to say that that's a bad thing. Well, you know what? I think people standing up for their rights and saying, no, I no longer will accept this, while the CEO, you know, if you look in the past, what has happened a lot of times, they've asked people to take pay cuts because, you know, we're going to put the money back into the company, but that yet they'll turn around and give the CEO like this huge, you know, bonus. Or if they get rid of it. See, here's something that I always thought was interesting. So we have a CEO that literally just destroyed a company. Did just such a crappy job, right? Done a horrible job, so he's basically getting fired. He's getting removed from the CEO position. Well, then they get these huge severance packages. Now, I'm going to tell you what, I've lost a job or two through the years, generally because of my mouth. I was never offered a severance package. I was shown the door. I do not understand how these CEOs get these millions and millions of dollars of severance packages when they've done a crappy job and they're asked to leave a company. How are they being rewarded even more on their way out? That never really made a whole lot of sense to me. So, but you're seeing more and more people, and I'm seeing it as an awakening. It really started to, and again, this is my opinion. It really started in about 2019, and you had a lot of people that were basically, and even into 2020, you had a lot of people that had enough, and they were standing up for themselves, and they were saying, I'm not taking this crap anymore. And then what happens right then at that point in time, that pivotal point in our history, when people are going, you know what, this isn't going to fly anymore. Boom, we have a pandemic, lockdown, everybody's restricted, and, you know, people felt like they had to do the right thing, and so they were following along with these different things that were being implemented, not realizing that they still had the power. They had the power to say, no, I don't agree with this. We should not be doing this. And so, as a direct result of that, you've seen a lot of small businesses close. Here's one of my issues, and this is a question. This is not trying to spread any kind of false information or anything like that. This is a question that I have. Why did all the mom and pop and small businesses have to close, shut down, were unable to have people go to work, but yet every single big box store was able to stay open? People were now not going to these smaller mom and pop stores and stuff like that. They had to go to the big box stores, and the big box stores made record profits. Look it up. Tell me if I'm lying or not, okay? Didn't make a whole lot of sense. So you drive the small business owner out of business, where the big conglomerate businesses never closed. You know, maybe they had some tape on the floor where you're supposed to travel this way down this aisle and that way down the other aisle. I would walk, me personally, I would walk the wrong way down those aisles just because I'm a bit of an a-hole. So, but but anyway, I want to hear your feedback. Have you seen this mindset change? And as a result of that mindset change, what has happened? What's going to happen come 2022? Because you're seeing people going, no, no more. I'm not doing it anymore. And the powers that be don't like non-compliant people. They want people just smart enough to run the machines, but not smart enough to question their authority. As a people, we have the power. We are the ones that truly, at the end of the day, can make the decisions. And all we got to do, folks, realistically, is go no more with whatever. That's not an acceptable wage anymore. I'm not going to accept that. I'm not going to accept being a slave to the system. In basically saying this is not going to happen anymore. Why was it? Let's think about this a second. We had the big bailout of all the banks back in 2008, right? And there was that statement, too big to fail. Well, businesses have come and gone through the years. You look at Blockbuster, great example, right? Blockbuster was a big company, making all kinds of money. Then a company like Netflix comes along, and that's just kind of not the same type of thing. But now you can sit at home and you can watch whatever you want. You can pay so much a month, and now you don't have to go out and pick the movie and take it in. And then if you don't bring it back in time, you get your late fee and all kinds of nonsense, right? Businesses, if they do a crappy job, they should fail. And that includes banks. So if banks do a crappy job, and everything is stacked in the bank's favor. Everything. So I don't know how they could fail unless it was piss poor management or those type of things, or taking too many risks with the money that they had. So those are things that people need to think about. We bail them out. They continue to screw us because what have they done since 2008? Try and get a credit card now and see what kind of interest rate you're going to get. Even if you have good credit, still going to be high. And heaven forbid that if you don't have good credit, you forget about it. Okay, so interesting how that works. And once they got you, they can squeeze you, and they put you in a situation where they own you, because now you become a slave, because you got to pay. You got to pay. You know, so something to think about. I want to hear your guys' feedback on this video. The mindset's changing. What is going to be the counteraction for that? I think we're going to see that coming up in 2022. I think you're going to see, and this is strictly my opinion, I think you're going to see more lockdowns. You're going to see more restrictions. You're going to see more control mechanisms to get you to comply with whatever policies that are being put out there. They want you to obey without question. They don't want you to question the narrative. They don't want you to question, well, wait a minute, why is it this way? And this is being done this way. Why is that? They don't want you to question that. They want you to obey. They want you to shut up. They don't want you to cause any trouble. And they want you to just go to work and be a good sheep. So I want to hear your feedback. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Am I completely off base here? Am I just talking out of my wazoo? Am I just some lunatic, right? I hope you've enjoyed the fire, by the way, as well. It is definitely warm. Feels good. It has been an interesting day, weather-wise, here in New York. So, but we will deal with it like we always do, and then we will drive on. So, remember, guys, we are all in this together. We really, truly are. And if we can come together as the human race, which is what we are, there is no stopping us. And if we can say to the people that think that they're in control, because realistically, we allow them to be in control. If we said, enough is enough and no more. You look what happened in France with the Yellow Vest movement. Remember that? They changed policy because the people had risen up and said, no more. Right? They changed what they were doing. So, Their fear is that we will come together. If we come together as a human race, no stopping us. None. Nothing can stop us. Think about that. Remember also, hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really important we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD. Step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you were trying to do, whatever you were trying to accomplish, it doesn't have to be about living off grid. It doesn't have to be about prepping. It is whatever you are trying to accomplish in your life. The only person that can stop you from achieving your goals is you. That's it. Nobody else. If you stay positive, stay on course, set your goals, and then set about to making them happen. The only one that can stop you is you. Stay away from negative people that want to bring you down because they don't want you to achieve your goals. They want to be negative. Don't listen to that negativity. Drive on, do what you need to do. Alright? I will see you guys all later. I hope you have a wonderful Saturday. I hope you're all safe. And I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be live streaming 8 o'clock tomorrow night. So I would encourage you all to join me then. I hope you have a great day. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.